Hi, I thought I would do my video for the Spanish Grand Prix, but first I thought I'd have my little rant about tyres since everyone's doing it. I better join in. Yes, the tyres may be slightly too aggressive or more aggressive than anyone thought they would be, but it's a challenge that all teams knew were coming. They knew that this year's compounds are going to be softer than last year's, and it seems like that only 3 teams have really factored that in when it came to designing their 2013 cars, and they would be Lotus, Ferrari, and Force India. They seem like they're the only ones that can be fast on all 4 compounds everywhere. That they don't really struggle for pace on any of the tyres after 10 laps or whatever. And then you've got other teams who are good on some tyres, not so much on others. And then you've just got teams that struggle with everything. And I think it's the teams that are struggling or they're only good on particular compounds that are overshadowing the good work that the designers and engineers of those 3 teams that have kind of worked out the tyres. It's just, yeah. I think that more focus should be that yes, Ferrari, Lotus, and Force India have done a massively great job working out the tyres and designing a car that can be fast and competitive, but still really easy on tyres, rather than Red Bull don't like them. They're okay on all the compounds, and Mercedes don't really do great on any of the compounds when it comes to a race. When it comes to qualifying, they are blistering quick, but when you bolt on tyres for a race distance, no. There's just something in their car that just doesn't like it at all. And I think it's a problem that I thought was going to get better than what it was last year, but it may have become slightly worse. Yeah. So, I don't really care that they're, force stopping and whatever. It's something that they knew was coming, and I just think it's a shame that the teams who have done a really great job are being overshadowed or whatever by teams that don't like it, or they just haven't got the car for them. Okay, anyway, Spanish Grand Prix. There was a lot of talk about tyres, but I think that the podium finishes all deserve to be there, even without, but they've got cars that are good on tyres. Duh, that's what they were designed for, to be fast and competitive, but easy on tyres. I thought it was really great that Ferrari got their first double podium of the year. It beats having to wait a really long time like last year for it to come. I always had a feeling that they were going to win this Grand Prix, to be perfectly honest. Just in their free practice sessions, they just look really, really strong. They showed that they had really good long run pace, and they just look really, really solid. Same as Kimi Räikkönen. His practice session times kept getting better and better, which I think that bodes well for really well for Lotus, I mean. normally last year their Fridays would be a little bit lackluster, and then they would just have a really good race. This year, normally when they've had really strong Fridays, they've translated that into good qualifying and strong races. Qualifying might still be their weak spot, but I think they are working on it. Especially when Kimi ended up in P4 on the medium tyre, and he was only about a tenth or a bit over from Sebastian Vettel in his Red Bull, which I think that's good, because on medium tyre sometimes we can be really rubbish. So that's what you call progress when you're not complete rubbish. Red Bull's had a good race, I think. I think that they worked out too late, or not that they worked out, actually no, I think they responded too late to Ferrari being on a four-stopper. I think they thought that they could go 3 stops, and I think that was a mistake. They complain the loudest about tyres, so why they wouldn't just go for a four-stopper and just be fast every single stint, I'm not quite sure. But with hindsight, you know, you can say whatever. But at the time, I guess they thought a 3-stop was best way. I think Kimi Räikkönen was the best finisher out of everyone who tried a 3-stop, which says something about the car, but I think it also says a lot about the driver, that he is just so, I don't want to say consistent, but he's just so on it this year. At the rate he's going, they should just reserve any spot for him on the podium. He's had a win and 3 second places. It's not a bad start to the year, really. His teammate Romain Grosjean didn't really have a great race. Something, I think it was his suspension, his rear suspension, it decided didn't really feel like working. So he had to retire, which was a shame. I don't think he would have been able to challenge Felipe Massa for 3rd place, but I think he might have made life a little bit harder for Red Bull to come home in P4, P5. Especially because the Lotus had better pace than the Red Bull. And they say that your last sector at Barcelona, it bodes well for Monaco, so I think it'll be Mercedes, Lotus, Ferrari that'll be in the mix when it comes to Monaco. Red Bull might be there, especially since Mark Webber seems to really like it, which I can't really work out. He complains about new tracks being car parks, and it's like, Monaco's kind of boring. It's a bit boring, to be honest. But anyways. Oh, starting to ramble. McLaren, I was a little bit disappointed, and that's only because Barcelona is a race where everyone brings updates, whether they're really massive or kind of just minor. There's always updates, and McLaren had a few, but they didn't get to try some. And then the ones that they did use or did try, it didn't seem like they actually brought any performance to the car at all. And it's a shame watching McLaren just really struggle. They just can't seem to get a grip on their car at all. Oh, and Sauber had a kind of better race. Esteban Gutierrez got to lead, so that was good. Alright. Yeah, I'm starting just to talk a bit rubbish. Alright. See ya.